Alright, let's get this out the way. Let's start this shit from the top. So, this is what I have for the poster so far. By the way, just so you know, I've been having real big trouble with Casca. I've been having lots of trouble, like, getting her down or pinning her. Yeah, no, I don't want to say that. That's too on the nose. That's also really fucked up. I've been having trouble getting her, getting the form down, getting her look down, getting her down. Here I go again with that terrible language. And now, I've succeeded. Also, we have some really good news. Doing great, Valdra. I'm doing great. Okay, we have I thought I was hard stuck at 90, but over the weekend, two people decided to be charitable and sub me, which is awesome. Wait, that didn't come out right. They were charitable and decided to subscribe to me, not sub me. Like, I hate language. Language is okay. Oh, ovary. Oh, how's it going, man? How's it going, ovary? Ovary, or AMK, ovary AMK. How's it going, man? Also, I've been doing great, Madara. I think I spent time with my family over the weekend. We went on a boat. Apparently, it was nice. My dad knows a musician and he plays bachata, and it felt nice to vibe out to to the music of my people. Have you seen my Makima and Nightwing? Not yet, but I will. It is in the Discord, correct? Good. How about you? Oh, like I said, I've been doing great. I've been spending time with my family. Coming together. This is coming amazingly. Also, howdy. Well, howdy, partner. Howdy. How what it do? Yeah, no. Basically, like it's just coming together amazingly, dude. By the way, I feel like I really just nailed. No, that's a terrible choice of words. I really succeeded at capturing, Casca. And Madara, yeah, Sugar Pumpkin. How's it going? I had a decent time myself the weekend. Was pretty quiet, to be honest. I've been trying to watch The Godfather for the first time. Oh, dude, The Godfather, amazing movie. Amazing movie. Francis Ford Coppola, you can't go wrong. Wait, no. Wait, is it Francis Ford Coppola? How's it going? Good. So I have reached 92 subscribers. Thought it was hard stuck, but no. People decided to be generous and kind and, give me their, and sub to me. So it's nice. I think, also, I was kind of, crashing out over how I couldn't get Casca right. But, God decided to throw me a bone on the third attempt. And, I got my Punisher vest today. It's pretty good, but it's a little big. Hey, that's what the gym is for, brother. That's what it is. You gotta, you gotta work it out, bro. Work it out. Be worthy of that vest. Or just rock it anyway. You're a kid. No one's gonna care if that vest is too baggy for you. Also, Moop. Hi, how's it going? A lot of people signing on to the stream. It's nice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get up and blow my nose because it is chock full of mucus and I can't breathe correctly. Excuse me. Art-wise, I drew drawing some realism, and I decided to draw a cosplay of Makima. And yesterday, I draw Nightwing. Okay. Is it on the Discord? I'd like to see. Matter of fact, let's check. Let's check. I'd like to see it. Is it in the finished pieces? Okay. This is it. You know what? Let's go over the custom. Well, no. Stop it. Stop. Open the image newt. Actually, no. How about this? We get that. I'm gonna try and like draw over, not draw over your work, but you know, it's fun, you know. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, I gotta say, this is pretty. I like your Makima. This is really good. Damn, you got me shit scared for a second. Wait. Did I scare? How did I do that? What have I done that was so frightening to you, my sacred pumpkin? Anyway, okay, so what happened to Nightwing, bro? Did I lose my mind for a second here? I had Nightwing gear. Dude, don't be. It's like, yes. Dude, what the hell? Alright. And the hair. I want to get better at the hair. Yeah, I'm having trouble with hair too. The sneeze? Oh, yeah. My fan's a bit dusty. You know? It has accumulated quite a bit of dust over the coming months. At first, I got this during the summertime, and now, it is weathered. It's dusty. It's gotten old. It's aged. And there are days where I have to take the cage off and wipe down you know, wipe that down the fan. Though I think this might be a cue or a hint from my fan that I might need to vacuum my room up a bit because it's getting quite dusty. All right, I like the. I mean, this is great. This is great. I feel like I feel like you're gonna keep drawing. Like obviously you're gonna keep drawing, but I think try and like. Hmm. If you're going to draw Miss Makima, draw the more seductive qualities. Like obviously Makima from Chainsaw Man is very kind of like, she is very manipulative. And she knows that Denji is super attracted to her. She knows. Which is why she uses them. She's kind of like a manipulative girlfriend, or like an OnlyFans chick. Nah, actually, no, I don't really think an OnlyFans chick. That's kind of. I think most of them are okay people. I don't know. Or like maybe the girl in high school that it's like that like you know that you like her, and she uses that power. She uses that against you. Like it's like, hey, do my homework. It'd be super cool if you did this. Oh, okay. 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 But instead of doing homework, it's just, hey, kill this human being. It's like that girlfriend that your mom tells you that is it like she's an obvious terrible like influence on you, but it's like she's so hot and she's giving me attention. I don't care. It's like, oh, she's the only one who understands me, mom. And the next thing you know, you wake up in a tub full of ice, and you're missing a kidney. And you're left with a note saying, I think we should just be friends. And then you come back home crying, with the, no. No. No, she can't, It needs to be. want to go for okay. Are you serious? Oh my god. All right. It's like, you're in love with this chick, you'll do anything for her. Next thing you know, you wake up and you're losing a kidney. It's like, damn it. Okay. Gotta give her those piercing yellow eyes. And he Yep, we are close. What's up, Kyle Martin? Kyle? I am close to 100. Yes, yes. I thought I was gonna be hard stuck at 90, but it's it's a surprise. I thought this YouTube journey would be like very difficult and very long, and it has some challenges. But I feel like consistency. I think my ability to kind of like push back the fact that for the longest time I've had like zero people watching me kind of helped me out in the end. I feel like my doing this for disciplinary reasons, like making sure that I can still draw. Making sure that I draw with no distractions, which you know is has a lot of mixed results. It still worked out positively. I think. And thank you. Also, uh, thank you, Kyle, for joining me today. It's been a while since you last hopped on. Me, granted, you do have a wife and kids, so. Speaking of which, those who are new here, please help me reach 100. If I do, then I shall open up my own Discord server. I'm trying to give Makima here kind of like a warm presence to her. She's kind of like Billie Eilish from Swarm. You know what? Let me search her up for it. Swarm. She has that same vibe, actually. Where it's like she seems insanely like warm and kind, but she will use your trust against you. She will use the fact that you come, your trust, your love, devotion. She will use it for her own gain. Just wife, been busy and not on my computer since your typical stream hours. Oh, okay, never mind. Just kids? No, just wife, no kids. Nice. I think hold on. There's a trend that's been going on about this. It's called, it's like people who have spouses, who just have spouses and no children, and for the longest time they don't exactly have any children because they don't like having a lot of kids could be very financially draining, and they're not ready for that yet. They're called, what are they called? Kind of reminds me of that. Hold on. Name for couples, no kid. Okay. Oh, Dink. Yeah, dual income, no kids. Kind of remind me of the dink people. Are you a dink person? It's okay if you're not. I'm just talking out my sphincter. Double income, no kids. Is that you by any chance? Are you a dink? You a dink man? Steven Dinker? Oh, well we were, but I'm currently unemployed. Damn. How's the job search going? mean, obviously the job market's pretty ass today, so I mean, okay. Wait, just wrapped a third session of a third 3D animated kids show now off work until the next thing comes along. All right, all right. I hope it does. I hope it does. Honestly, it's still cool, like, for the fact that that you actually, like, have a job or had a job in the entertainment industry. I come from a family where it's just like a lot of blue collar workers and a lot of tech workers. You know, they have regular jobs, and for the longest while, it's been hard to kind of, like, get someone to actually talk to about this career path that I want to go on. And you know, sometimes when people, like, say, like, oh my god, like Hakobito is is an artist, and they're like, wow, how's it going? It's like, it's like you try to, like, hide the fact that you're ashamed that you're unemployed. It's like, oh yeah, it's going great, yeah, you know, and you know, it's like, oh, we should look at his Instagram, and it's like, it's like, yep, I haven't posted on that thing for a couple months, because I thought, why not? The algorithm does not care about me, so, you know, like, you're just ashamed, just super ashamed. You have, like, I don't know. I've been having that issue, but yeah, but like, you kind of, like, it's like you've actually worked in the entertainment industry, and it's like, oh yeah, well, here's what I've been doing. It's like a TV show, kids TV. I mean, it's still. Alright, back to a good dinner. Good Makima drama, by the way, so far. What do you think of my night wing art? What was it you were seeing? Because I was having my dinner. I was talking with Kyle about, like, oh, you've been that lots. Nice, nice. We have something in common. We're brothers now. I grab a dagger, open up my hand, boom. We're brothers now. Okay, so I think, yeah, no, I think this is great. I feel like, the next time you draw Makima, try. Dude, yeah, it does feel so much better telling people that you do art and actually make money at it. And it's like, oh my god, yes. I can only imagine. It's like, it's, you just feel like, if I feel like the moment I can actually tell people I make money from one thing that I like to do, I'll just feel like Superman. It's like, it's like, oh my god, you do art? Yeah, you goddamn right. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this thing I made for a company. Isn't it beautiful? Man. And it's like, wow, you've actually made it. It's like, yes, I did. I did make it. Make it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to save Mars. But something like that. Also, I'll get there. Thank you. I really hope, thank you. I really needed that today. Yeah. Thank you. I hope I get there. Because, man, it is. When people when my sister and my mom tell me that, tell people that I do art, and like, oh my god, let me see. It's like, you can't help but just feel self-conscious and just have a wave of self-loathing where it's like, yeah, you do art, but do you make any money from it? You useless bum. And it's like, yeah, no. It's like, it just affects you. It just really does. Also, Madara, I really like your Makima. I think the next time you draw her, I suggest you kind of, like, go into the more, like, go into a more, like, seductive, like, nature, like in the TV show and in the manga, Makima comes off as, like, a very beautiful, very kind, warm young woman, and that's what, of course, like, she's very beautiful, and that's what gets Denji You know, he's a very like lusty young man. You know, matter of fact, his first goal in the book was to touch boobies. You know, which, hey, it might seem sleazy, but it's a goal. And it's like, hey, you know, she's like, hey, you know, it's like if you help me kill the gun devil, you know, I'll let you touch my boobies and more. And then, you know, that's what she says. And then later on, you know, she you know, she starts to groom Denji more and more, and starts to become something of like a warmer quote unquote presence. But what I mean by warm, I mean by there's this show by Donald Glover called Swarm about a girl who's obsessed with becoming a pop star, and the show in the show Swarm, Billie Eilish is in it. You know that pop star who came that kind of blew up around like I think 2018, and essentially she comes off as like a very warm person, but in reality she's kind of like very very evil in some like I can like she uses that like she's a person that comes off as like a person that you can confide in, but in reality she'll just use that against you. And I'm looking at some pictures of her right now. I'll show you. Give me a second. Open image, new tab. I feel like the next time you draw huh? Yeah, of course, of course. But I feel like I understand. But if you kind of like, I think if you want to be an artist, which you obviously want to be, like of course studying off of realism is really good, but like try to like put some try to like exercise those creative muscles a bit. Like see what I'm trying to go for. It's like you see Billie Eilish here, you see Makima here. They have kind of like the same vibe, a little bit. And then of course for Nightwing, well Nightwing's obviously a superhero, so he's just give him a Chad face, slap a diamond mask on it. Think you know this is actually really this is I think this is really good. I think if you keep on doing it, keep on drawing, you'll get better. Obviously, honestly, I should draw more, but I've just been obsessed with like digital painting. And then for you know what, she does have there's a horror aspect to her, so it might just for the hair. Hmm. Yeah, I have trouble with hair too. I had difficulty with drawing the hair for Net, but honestly, there's a mixed bag for me when it comes to drawing. There's times where I draw it really good, and there's times where I draw kind of all right. I feel like, Nightwing is a pretty boy. Nightwing is a pretty boy. Like he is a he. I don't know. I don't like Nightwing for that reason. I can get pretty jealous when it comes to pretty boys, where it's like, oh, I was like, everything's so easy for you, Mister Pretty Boy. It's like when I when I when I look at pretty boys, you know, I become very envious because I'm reminded of the time where, you know, high school, you know, old friend named Aiden. Everyone loved him. All the girls loved him. He was a really decent person too, but you know, it's like, you know, the girls from like the student government club treated him way better, like better than they, you know, than they did me in some cases. Uh, it's like you ever walk by a girl and she looks at you and she just says ew. That's what happened to me, man. Never happened to Aiden, not once. But you know, and yeah, that's enough of my trauma dumping. Yeah, no, he's a pretty boy. I think his hair might be a bit disheveled. He kind of the hair that you have right now. It needs to be like, you know, like it needs to. I'm working to do more stylized, trendy styles to get more views and commissions. Am I deluded for thinking I can pay my bills with just freelancing alone? Well, that's a very big. That's good. A lot. It's difficult. It is very, very difficult to do that. It's not impossible, but it's still very difficult. I mean, I'm not. By the way, I'm not. I'm not a. I have a day job, and technically, it's a part-time job. I'm living with my parents, but yeah, I'm not. I haven't done any commissions, not for, not for a long time, and you know, I've done commissions for friends and family. I think I don't know. It might be I like it's obviously it's like, you know, FAI, but you know, I think quite frankly, I think sometimes I feel like the generative AI might have kind of like screwed over a lot of artists when it comes to freelance. Um, I think you're not deluded for thinking you can pay your bills with your freelancing alone. I feel like people have done it in the past, but I think things have changed a bit, and I think okay. So I have a guy. His name is I know a guy. His name is Ryan Gutierrez, and basically what he does, Sacred Pumpkin, is that he essentially like he has multiple sources of income. He crowdfunds his own books. He does freelancing, and also he has an art dealer. Basically, an art dealer is like, I think I'm gonna give you an insight when it comes to the comic book industry. Like an art dealer, no hopes for me. I mean, there's still hope. You're just gonna have to set up multiple sources of income. Like for example, like you know, like Ryan Gutierrez. He like he crowdfunds his own comic books. He does freelance work for like I think indie companies, and he also also has an art rep. Like I think one thing about the comic book industry, it's like, yeah, the comic book industry, like the people in there, like make pretty terrible money, but they make up for it by essentially being repped by an original art yeah, Ryan's a pretty smart guy, yes, of course, by an original art vendor. Like like for example, like Nick Dragata. Nick Dragata is an artist in the comic book industry, and comic book artists work on a mostly freelance basis. But you know, he's been moving up, and he's the main artist for Absolute Batman. That book is doing rounds, and for the most part, for Absolute Batman, yeah, get really good, and there's always a path for making money with your art, of course. And for Absolute Batman, he is the best. Absolute Batman is a book that's like making rounds. It's very famous. Even YouTubers are talking about it. Like, I feel like your book, and I'm not talking about comic book YouTubers. I'm talking about like essentially like YouTubers that are like that that uh that are kind of like that are essentially kind of like headed by basically people like kid, younger Gen Z people. Like I think people in their 20s and 30s who normally don't really give a shit about comic books. They give a shit about like movies or anime, and he's he's making pretty decent money with the OG sales. I feel like that's something you could also accomplish. Like like a lot of people, a lot of decent artists manage to in the industry make pretty decent money through original sales, through crowdfunding their own projects, through essentially possibly getting a studio job. It's like if you want to, it's gonna be pretty hard. It's gonna be difficult, but you have time. So yeah, I don't really think it's possible today to make a living out of just freelance. I mean, very few artists today can do that. Like I don't know, like a Sakimi Chan could probably make pretty decent money with just freelances, which is freelance. I think someone like Kim Jong Gi, may God rest his soul, could do that. Like very few people can do that. Like Dave Raposa, oh yeah, dude, obviously. But yeah, no, it's still possible to make a living out of your artwork, but it's going to be a long road, and you're gonna have to get really skilled to do so. But hey, I think Sacred Pumpkin. I think Sacred Pumpkin. Did you like show me? I think your your uh your Discord handle is Bored Girl, and I've seen your work, and I could be wrong. You may or may not be Bored Girl, but you're getting there. Like just keep going at it. Maybe like with a with a part time job, or like a job that you like invest in a mentorship or two. Like do a lot of studies. Work on getting that skill up. I wish I could be on Latin streams more often. Yeah, I am Bored Girl. Yeah, no, you're getting there. Like keep on going. Keep on studying. Keep on keeping on. And it's gonna be it's gonna be quite difficult to make money off freelance. Quite frankly, I think you're better. I think you're quite better off, going for multiple streams of income in the form of, say, I don't know, crowd-funded projects, possibly a Patreon, you know, freelancing, studio jobs. Quite frankly, to be, I think, to be an artist in today's world, it sucks. Like, I think you might have to kind of say, build something that can help you, like, that can like build something of your own that can that you can essentially kind of like make money off of. I think, like, for example, Spawn. Like, Todd McFarlane was very unhappy with the money he was making, when he was working for Marvel, and he was, doing a lot of good things for Marvel. For example, like this Spider-Man run for the longest time in the 90s was the top selling. Like I mean, Ryan isn't all that popular, but he still makes a pretty decent living. I mean, I could be wrong, but you know, Ryan only has like what, 1,000 subscribers. I feel like popularity doesn't have to be like everything. Like in art, I feel like Ryan, people aren't like, whenever he's at a con, people aren't like killing each other. It isn't a battle royale to immediately to get to his booth. You know, they're not they're not they're not trampling each other to get to Ryan. But despite that fact, he's a really like he's making decent money. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Like Kyle, is Ryan making like a decent living doing art? Because I feel like he is. Like he's just starting to kind of like hit his stride. And he has a crowdfund, and he's crowdfunded many books. I feel like people have crowdfunded many books, and they're not exactly popular, all that popular. Also, how do I draw a pretty boy? I hate pretty boys. They get everything. Just hand it to them on a platter. Fucking hate pretty boys. I wish I was a pretty boy. Male model. Yeah, no, I think they get everything. Just glide through life. They don't have to have talents or build personalities. Oh, okay, yeah. He makes a pretty steady living, but he works a lot too. I'm sure he puts in 10 to 12 hours a day a lot of the time. Yeah, he makes a pretty steady living. Yeah, 10 to 12 hour days. So yeah, no, like it's like I said, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. I think the goal for this channel, quite frankly, is just I think it I the goal, I wanted it to kind of like to launch my art career. Like I wanted like a like I'm like for college. I don't know. Maybe it's a mixture of like it being my fault and COVID. But I felt like I didn't exactly kind of like put myself out there. I didn't like try and like go for any decent studio for an internship. I was I did have summer jobs, but they had nothing to do with what I wanted to do. I worked a cubicle I worked a cubicle job in the human resources organization. What's the art dealers again? Oh, okay. So basically, one example of an art dealer is like Felix Comic Art. Okay, so that is an art dealer. What they do is you give them they if you're a very well regarded artist in the industry, you give them your original pages, and they essentially sell it for up to, I think, 400 to possibly $1,000, and you get 70% of the money back. Like quite frankly, a lot of artists in the industry, they they opt to work digitally because it's like they know that they can make a decent amount of money to supplement the terrible income that publishers are giving them. Like, say, if you're like a Daniel Warren Johnson or like a Dan Mora, and you're working for DC, and they're paying you garbage money, but there are a lot of people out there who love your work, who love the way you draw Superman, who love the way you draw Spider-Man, who love the way you draw Batman, or whoever. And along comes a reputable art dealer to basically say, hey, if you give us some of your give us one of your pages, guarantee you'll walk away with more money than the publisher gave you. Basically, they sell it for $2,000. They take 30%, and you walk away with maybe 1,500, 1,400, 1,300. Man, they could do that. Like it's and it isn't just for one page. Like a lot of comic book artists, they make they do 21 pages per issue. So 21 times 1,000. That's obviously 21. You're walking away with $21,000 before before taxes. And then essentially there's 12 months out the year, so 12 times 21,000. I mean, okay, that's a bit. I don't know. My math might be wrong because 12 times 21,000 is it's six-figure income, but yeah, no, I think it's 200,000. Most comic artists don't even touch that. They don't even touch that. But I can assure you, it's they make a pretty livable wage with art dealers, comic book artists, around I think 50,000 to 70,000 per year. And I think 50,000 to 70,000. That's it's you can in some states in America, most states actually, you can make a pretty decent living. Especially if you have a spouse. You make dual income. Pretty good. So yeah, art dealers, they're pretty awesome if you're an artist, and if you have a decent reputable art dealer, because there are some art dealers out there that will scam you. They will screw you over and leave you high and dry, which people like that in the comic book industry are sadly very common, because hey, it's you have a passion, you're passionate about something, and it's hey, we'll help you reach your dream of drawing Nightwing with and making money for it, and then they screw you over, and bada bing, bada boom. You're in a worse position financially than you were yesterday. And then next thing you know, you're begging on a GoFundMe. But we don't want that. Could one possibly be a millionaire? I mean, if you're really lucky, I think honestly the real goal could be just make a decent living. Just make enough to support a family. Or yourself. Unfortunately, Madara, that's for comic book wise. You know, it doesn't matter what company you're working at, you're probably going to make not decent money. I mean, quite frankly, like if you like make a pretty popular property, like say Spawn or Invincible, then you know you're doing all right, especially off the off TV show royalties and possible writing residuals. But you know that's a long shot. I mean, quite frankly, I think Dan said it himself, like in our interview, like he made a pretty kick ass amount of money when he was working on Steve with Dave. I don't want to give him if Nightwing a 5 head. He is still a pretty boy. All right. Also, for the authentic Nightwing experience, it's gonna draw a low resolution sketch of his backside because women can't stop talking about it. He has more more booty than most of the women in the DC universe. It's pathetic. No, no, it's not. It's not pathetic. It's crazy. This is Nightwing when he this is Nightwing's backside. This is him. Foresee it. The only thing I really want to do when it comes to AD is work on Judge Dredd for a little while. I mean, who doesn't? Judge Dredd is awesome. I'd love to work on Judge Dredd. You know, super cool. Yeah, I don't like Nightwing. I'm more a big. I like Jason Todd more anyway. People glaze Nightwing a little too much for my liking. It's like, oh my god, he's the best. He's the best Robin. Oh. It's like, dude, stop it, stop it. Especially if you're a Scotsman. I don't know. I feel like it's a. I like Red Hood more too. Hey, see, a man of culture. I see, man of culture. It's like, oh my God, Robin's Nightwing's the best. Nightwing's the best. It's like, if you could just take his chorizo out of your esophagus just for 1 second, that'd be nice. Please stop. Gotta fucking glaze Nightwing every half second whenever the Bat family's mentioned. It's disgusting. It's like gross. As a matter of fact, I want there to be a challenge. Nightwing fans, to they have to not glaze Nightwing. Not talk about how cool, how awesome Nightwing is, and endlessly just glaze them. It's like they're gonna fail the first second. They're gonna die. They're gonna be institutionalized the first 5 seconds. Just like Nightwing. Jason Todd's better. Jason Todd's better. Jason Todd is superior. He's cooler. He's a foil to Batman. Alright. It's just weird being a fan of him. Yeah, he's just all over the place. It's just like, it just feels like he's DC's answer to Spider-Man. You know? He's just DC's answer to Spider-Man. It's meh. Or DC's answer to Daredevil. I saw a death battle between Nightwing and Daredevil, and Nightwing won, and I was just like, what bullshit? Come on. No. Daredevil led the hand. Are you serious? What are you talking about? Bro, say you swear to God. Daredevil led the hand. Nightwing led the Teen Titans. You know how many times the Teen Titans got their ass whooped by Slade? Daredevil led the hand. He basically Marvel's League of Shadows. But he still lost to this dweeb. No. See, Nightwing fans need to be humbled. They need to be shoved in lockers right now. I'm sorry. They need to be shoved in lockers. Anyway, here's Nightwing. Old pretty boy. Overrated. And you might be saying, Jacob, you're just jealous because Nightwing gets more female attention than you do. Especially from women who are real. And I might say, fuck you. Make you feel like a big man, huh? Make you feel like a big man? Big man. Just railing on people's insecurities. Big man. Anyway, back to my project. I think Red's best besides his first appearance was like in Rebirth. Okay. Cool. Alright. This is actually looking really good. Like, I'm serious. Holy crap. Oh my god. I want to finish this so bad. But I can't. I have to go back here. No. Do I like Damian Wayne? I feel like he's going through the same thing that Nightwing is. It's like he's just given everything. He is just given everything. Honestly, I feel like Damian Wayne works best as like a villain. Like Damian Wayne, like he works best, but like as a foil against Batman. Where it's like Damian Wayne is essentially kind of the inheritor of the League of Shadows, and he wants to essentially be Batman because he feels that is his birthright. But he is way too violent, and he is way too influenced by Talia al Ghul and Ra's al Ghul. That would be a great storyline. Where essentially Ra's al Ghul like Damian is essentially groomed to be a leader of a shadow organization. That'd be pretty cool. I feel like he's cooler as a anti-hero character or a villain. I don't know. It's like you put him as a hero, and it's like you just give him everything. It's like they just like yeah, no, that'd be pretty cool. DCU, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I kind of when back when I was like in my college years, I had kind of like an idea for I think Red Hood and like Damian Wayne. Like essentially, my idea was that essentially the like Ra's al Ghul had a deal with the Joker. It's like Ra's al Ghul has been observing Jason for a while, and he sees value because well, there's this rage that Jason has that he can essentially use against Batman. And not to mention, he's obviously aware of the rift that's been growing between them, because Jason's always kind of been an outcast when it came to the superhero community. Not to mention, it's like it's obvious that Jason is questioning Batman's Batman's methods. So essentially, Ra's orchestrates this entire kidnapping with the Joker, and it's like, I need you to help me like fake this kid's death. And Joker's like, of course, I'll do it, but I want one thing. And Ra's is like, yeah, sure, what is it? It's like Batman's secret identity. I want to know who he is. And then Ra's is like, deal. Of course, Joker, goes a bit too far. Tortures this poor 18-year-old boy, because like he rightly feels that Ra's might screw him over, and then he gets Bruce's like secret identity from Jason, and then of course there's a scene in my head where basically Jason is tortured and he can't take it anymore, and he's like, it's Bruce Wayne, please sir, don't hurt me. And then Joker's like, wait, what? He starts laughing. It's like, wow, I thought you were like, a boy wonder. Meanwhile, you're just a coward. And then that really gets to Jason, and Jason tries to kill the Joker. They like he goes for Joker's gun. They wrestle for it. Jason knocks him out. Well, not knock. He doesn't knock him out. He basically kind of like just like he snatches the gun and knocks him to a wall, and he shoots. But the gun is a prop gun. Like, the type of guns that the Joker has, where it's like you shoot and nothing comes out but a flag that's his bang. And then the Joker's like, wow. He starts clapping. It's like he starts laughing. It's like, you got some guts, kid. And they start laughing. And then Joker pulls out a real gun, and Jason, still being like a kid, is like afraid, and he runs. And next thing you know, that scene from *Inglourious Basterds* with Christoph Waltz and that little Jewish girl, where basically this little girl runs to the forest, scared for her life, and Christoph Waltz is by the doorway. He's aiming the gun at her, but he doesn't shoot, and he goes, "Au revoir, Shoshana." Basically, it's like that, but like it's like, "Ta ta, Jason." And of course, the League of Shadows finds him and drugs him, knocks him out. And Ra's al Ghul tells, Joker, it's like, yeah, Batman is matches Malone. And Joker's like, huh, starts laughing a bit. Thank you. And then basically, Jason is now the new member of the League of Shadows. And then, that's when he meets Slade. And Slade for a while has worked for the League of Shadows, and has been kind of like, he's been trying to build this relationship with Raish and Talia. He wants to inherit the League of Shadows, but it turns out that that's not going to happen because the new heir for the League of Shadows, well, it was going to be Slade Wilson. It turns out, yeah, no, it's not going to happen anymore because Talia has had a baby with essentially one of his earlier students, Bruce Wayne, Damian Wayne. And of course, it's like Slade is like pissed. It's like, after everything I've done for the League, all the people I've killed, they're gonna give it to some kid? Fuck that. So he decides to make his own, like to basically to perform a coup. And Jason is an instrumental part of that coup. Like, he essentially, trains Jason, gains his trust, and when it's time for the coup, Slade tells Jason, it's like, hey, this guy, the guy that, the Grand Master Raish, he's the reason why you're here. Like, he basically grabs like a dossier full of like documents. It's like he literally, like, he made a deal, a backdoor deal with the Joker to get you. And then of course Jason kills him. And where does Damian come in? Well, like, at first, like, it's like, I think they kind of go to war with like with Talia and like Damian, because like there's still a faction of the League of Shadows that is still like, loyal to Talia and Raish. Yeah, I think enough of my stupid fan fiction. I'm just gonna read the chat. Can I recommend some comic art YouTubers that I really like? If I don't know, if you know. Sure. Go ahead. As to most of you who are here now, you this entire fan fiction that I made of Batman, yeah, it's, you can tell that I thought about this a lot. But hey, it's thinking about stuff like this is fun. It helps, revitalize the creative juices. It's fan fiction, but it's, it keeps my brain plastic in some kind of way. These free guys who I like, these free channels, Robert Norton, Blood Force Comics, and King Comics, they make some pretty... Where can I read your work? Like, my work? I don't really write down fan fiction. I just, I just think about it. I think about fan fiction a lot. And I keep it inside because I'm afraid of being called a nerd, despite the fact that I clearly am one. And also, why write fan fiction when you can make your own books? I want to make some cool stuff before I, I like to make some Russian science fiction, maybe like some African American themed, dark fantasy, like a never ending story, but instead the boy is the main character is like a little African American slave boy trying to find freedom, and he's going through this very very dark bayou full of like creatures and ghouls and goblins, and it's about essentially the the isolation that an African American young man feels when going through a brutal, you know, landscape. I'd also like to make more cool stuff, like, I'm not sure. Maybe a war story, maybe a samurai story, I'm not sure. It's like Atlanta and the never ending story, but Melvin won. A western, but I'd like to make a western, but it centers on like on an Asian character during like the like I think there were lots of like I think one thing it's like there's a lot of like westerns, but they're like I think they rarely ever focus on say minorities during that time. They only focus on like essentially the like the Clint Eastwoods, you know, good, bad, the ugly, and those stories are really good. I'm not gonna lie to you, they're really good, but it's like you know it's like there are a lot of very interesting stories about essentially like say Chinese werewolf like railroad workers in that time and the and the and the and the horrors they faced and you know think and the oppression that they faced, not to mention like African American stories. Bass Reeves, stuff like that. It's really cool. It's really cool. But people don't do them for some reason. It's right there. Cool stories right there. Like you could essentially like make a revenge story. Like I don't know, like cook up a revenge story about say like this little girl who had been raised in a Shaolin temple, and essentially like she had been raised to be like this deadly fighter, and then her father, you know, wanting a better life for her, immigrates, goes on a long pilgrimage to America with her, and essentially works the railroad. And over time, the dad, you know, through negligence, dies due to the negligence of like a due to the greed of like a corrupt like railroad baron, and she is then you know sold into she then like you know she is then by the baron like you know put into say something akin to prostitution or something, and of course you know it's like she refuses to do any of that. It's like no, I'm not gonna do some strange for change, and it's like I want revenge. You killed my father, and so she teams up with lawmen and hunts him down. That's pretty cool. Pretty badass story. Would have done numbers in the 90s. Lucy Liu, Denzel Washington, Kurt Russell. That'd be awesome. But where can I read my work? I mean, like, you know what? Sacred Pumpkin. mean, I don't really have much. If anyone wants to read the comics that I have, just gonna put this link down here. These are the collections of the comics that I made throughout my early 20s. Enjoy. By the way, please subscribe. Yes, 93. 93, baby. Woo! Oh my god. 7 more subs until that Discord server. This is awesome. Oh my god. I'm so excited. I wish I had the same enthusiasm for this guy when I'm painting him. I don't know why. I can't. I just can't do it. Sounds like some good stuff, not gonna lie. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh my god. I know I'm not crazy. Get some Jackie Chan in there. Maybe a little bit of a romance element. She falls in love with a escaped slave. The bad guy could be Leonardo DiCaprio. Just now I'm drawing Razor from Chainsaw Man. That's great. I feel like what's sad about Razor is that, you know, she felt like an honest opportunity for human connection with Denji, but at the same time she's also like a Russian spy. So it's like, you know, was it real? You know? That again also, like, isn't Reze dead? Reze, Chainsaw Man. Oh, okay, she's not dead. That's great. That'd be cool. You know what? It's a damn shame she and Denji weren't a thing. I don't know. If there's any... Hey, what do you mean free, Prince? What do you mean free? I'm not gonna do that. I want to move out my parents' house someday. Free? 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 I mean, I could probably do like what Daniel Warren did, and I can give you like a couple pages, a couple hundred pages that are free, or a certain set of or pages that are free. But if you want to get the true, unadulterated, you know, book, please, you're gonna have to give me some money. Some money. Because it's tough out there. And I need a sandwich and a Coke, please. I need a sandwich. I just want a sandwich. Just a sandwich. I want to buy eggs once. I'm broke. I'm broke. You could change that. You have the power to change that, Kev. I'm broke. I can't eat. You're gonna have to help me, you know, live in a, find a shoebox apartment. Give me the ability to live in a shoebox apartment in New York. I don't know about free, dog. Yeah. They're in a relationship. Honestly, it kind of matches. They're both very emotionally immature, and they both are very lonely. No, I'm talking about. I need to. I'll buy your. You'll pay the rent for my studio apartment, and you'll buy me eggs. Oh my God! You see it? You see it? It's official, folks. I'm a sugar baby. I'm a sugar baby now. I did it. I thought they said it couldn't be done. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. So watch out, ladies. When you see me, better get that Cash App ready. Because I don't do coffee dates no more. Ha 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 ha. I'm too pretty for a coffee date. Sis, or whatever girls my age say. I'm too pretty for coffee. Uh, it's nice. Yeah, but no, I think crowdfunding a comic book, that'd be pretty good. That'd be a good. I feel like I feel like crowdfunding is like, I feel like something that's like very overlooked in the industry and for comic books in general. One, it's like it gives a lot of people kind of like some more kind of more control over the direction that they want to put their career in. And two, it's a great pitching tool for publishers if you want to get your work into the mainstream. I wonder what the new chapter will be like to Chainsaw Tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't kept up to date, sadly, and it's really weird because I love that book. But yeah, I hope it's probably Fujimoto hasn't failed. Fujimoto has yet to fail any of us, so he'll probably be pretty good, pretty sick, pretty kino. Um, yeah, I think for crowdfunding, it's like it's like people can't like if you've successfully crowdfunded your book, people will no longer be able to say, I don't know if there's an audience for your book. I don't know if they need whatever you have. It's like just show them the numbers. Show them the evidence. It's like, yeah, no, it's like actually our book has done really well during in crowdfunding. It's like this is the amount of money that we have raised for the book before taxes, and quite frankly, the resales have been really decent. There is an audience for whatever the book I have. Like I don't know, say uh, there has to be like what's a what's a name for a comic book? How about there's a name for there's a um there's an audience for um Gooner Man, you know. There's an audience, and they see that it's like, oh, okay, never mind, okay, we'll heavily consider it, you know. Nick Pitara's doing like uh, Axe Wielder John, you know. Mateo Solera's doing his own book. Quite frankly, you know, I think people have been saying that crowdfunding has been slowing down for a while, and you know, it's true enough. But there's still a pretty decent like cottage industry when it comes to you know making your own book, and that's something I'd like to you know try or attempt or like not I don't know I don't want maybe I don't want to say try I would like to do or like have dip my toe in. See, I don't like this. The proportions for this guy. Every time I try to draw this guy, it just feels off. I don't know why. I don't know why, man. Oh man, I wanna go back to the guts post, right? That's so bad. You know what? I think. Could I? No. Maybe if I could just do it doesn't maybe it doesn't have to be rendered. Maybe it could just be like a drawing like Caleb Alexander Watt it does in his work. Save myself the trouble. It's like I don't have to render every single thing. It's ridiculous. Stupid. Stupid. Alright. I wonder what the new channel can't wait to last chapter. Someone know that you know the past three chapters have been like some of the best parts ever. Just I'm trying to draw Resident realism style that I did for Mike, but it's something wrong with the hair to redo the jawline on her. And I feel like I can't really do end lines. I'm going to take a break from the drawing just now until I feel more comfortable with it again, which will be hopefully later. And I obviously draw a face, and I'm not excited. I have to draw the nose and lips. They're the most annoying part of the face for me, so the eyes have been the mixed bag, but mostly have been going okay. Okay, I think, obviously, faces are difficult. The obvious solution is to practice. Practice. Practice a lot. You need to practice more. Draw more faces. Draw more. More faces. More. More. I can't believe I'm doing this. I hate this, but more. We need more. Alright. Okay. Yeah. This doesn't have to be rendered out. I mean, I wish I can get some feedback on this. I hate. Like, maybe I should have just stuck to creature design. Yeah, no, keep on doing it. Also, don't just draw pretty ladies. Draw, you know, draw all types of people. Draw men, draw women. Shit. Draw men, draw women, you know. Draw all types of people. Draw old ladies. Draw fat ladies. Skinny ladies. All types of them. Draw men. You know, old men, young men, fat men. Homosexual men. Did I mention old guys? I feel like also focus on the shapes. In 20 minutes I must leave. But I shall not go yet. The only men who have drawn my realism Don't just draw pretty ladies, okay? Draw all types of people. I mean, though you could draw pretty ladies and then branch out. That's one thing you could do. You know what? I think I could just wander off. I've been a good boy. I've worked on Dr. Frankenstein for a while. Maybe after a quick trip to the little artist's room, I could, you know, draw Guts and the gang for just a little while before I have to go to work. By the way, if you're watching this, please sub. The YouTube game is hard. It's hard in these YouTube streets. Please. I am trying to reach that 100 mark. Please. Please. Por favor. Para mi familia. My family. Thank you. Okay. Gotta go to the bathroom for a minute. Think. All right. Okay. Oh wait, Matt, are you going? Okay, that's a shame. All right. See you later, man. Keep going. Keep going. Draw all types of women. Also work on that perspective. Okay. You know, I've been a good boy. I've worked on this quite some time. You're too handsome. Son of a. I worked on the wrong layer. Alright. Alright. You know what? Let's focus on this. Alright, this feels better. I like this. Looks like you redrew. Yeah, I did. I did redraw her, and quite frankly, it worked. It worked. I am really feeling this. At first, I tried. I'll show you this. Where's the thing? Where is it? Where is it? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There she is. Alright, this is I'm gonna show you like a little like before after kind of thing. The rendering is great. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We will change the size ever so slightly. It'll still be cool. Anyway, damn thing. Okay, so this is what she looked like. This is no, actually no. God, you know what? I am driving myself insane. This is like, okay. So this is, you know what? Well, this is before, after. So before, you know, this was not. This felt off. Even like as I was rendering this, I thought this was going great, but it still felt off. The face, like it, it didn't feel right. It didn't really feel right. This one, it's more solid. Granted, she looks a little bit like Rihanna, but you know, but I can live with that. Like even then, it's like this was. I thought this was going well, but then again, I had to basically flip this thing over, and it just it's like the flaws were very apparent, very much still apparent. Like look at this, like this entire side. It's like she looked like she'd suffered, like she had suffered like a stroke. Like it didn't look right. Here, it's you know, it's more, it feels better. It looks better. It looks way better. And even like, and not to mention, it's like I flip this over. See? No, 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 no. It's way more solid. Yeah, after definitely looks way better. It's like when I, no, no, no. Let's get her back. It's like when I finally like got this result right here. I was just celebrating. I was high fiving myself. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Like you know, it's like when I was when when I got this result finally, uh, like this song played in my head. I was like, finally, yes. It's like, finally, it looks right. It just feels, you know, it just feels like a, you know, it feels right. Is what I'm trying to say. And now the goal here is to, you know, it's of course like Lava Tyrant. You've said before, her head looks way too small, looks a bit tad too small, which probably gonna have to fix after you know fully rendering it. It's no biggie, but you know, I'm looking at the Berserk poster, and it's coming together. It's coming together. It's looking real good. I think after Casca, I'm gonna have to basically figure out like who I put next. Do I put like Farnese, the witch, little boy, Serpico, Farnese's brother? Obviously, but Zod is gonna be over here. Obviously, maybe some more God Hand guys, more apostles, and obviously, Puck is going to be, you know, around like somewhere above Guts, or maybe like the maybe the egg of destiny, the egg of the king. Actually, no. I was thinking of putting the egg's eyes over here and have them bleed. That would be really cool. That'd be insanely cool for me. You know, that'd be cool for me. And then from then on, I'm probably gonna after this, I'm gonna show this off to Lightbox. I'm gonna show this off to so many people. I'm gonna be so proud of myself. It's like, yeah, look at this fan art. Yeah, amazing. It's fan art, but I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it. Yeah. Oh wait. All right. I have to go back to Casca. All right. Oh wait. Now I'm gonna have to put some music on. Sorry about that. No, I just had to hear that again. That was a amazing transition. Everything that I felt, everything that I felt, praise the Lord. Kanye was quite a musician before he went insane and started hanging out with Nick Fuentes. It used to be fire like this. Now it's about, hiling the German dictator and harrowing stories about your childhood with your cousin. Yeah. I feel like we lost him. I feel like we lost him to mental health, and I feel like it's like, I don't know. It's can we save him? He's strayed from the path of God. And I feel like things started going downhill when his mom passed away, which is sad. It's insanely sad, and now he has no possible support group. It's just him. But that's neither here nor there. Now, of course, the hair color's a bit muddy. Might have to work on that. You know what? Is there a hue shift feature in Photoshop? Oh, yeah, yes, of course. If you want the hue shift feature, you're going to have to give me a second. All right, so okay, so I want to give you like an example of a hue shift. For example, like say, I don't know, take this. This is, like, this is Griffith, right? It's take him. He's probably in a group. Fucking, why is, yeah. Okay, so we'll just duplicate that. Right? Layer. Merge the group, right? And we're gonna take this, right? Select, inverse. And now we're going to take the image. We're going to go to adjustments. Hues. You can either go to levels or hue saturation or color balance, but hue. And then you're going to basically saturation up. God, stop. Saturation up. You can essentially like play with it. You can do what you can. You can like turn them green, or I don't know. You can You can play with, you know, Griffith's costume color, you know. Hold on. Hue saturation, where's levels? No. I'm trying to make them pink. Image, adjustments, brightness, contrast, curves, exposure, vibrant, color balance. No. Why? I'm failing. Lucha, I don't know who that is. I'm trying to turn it pink. Curves. Maybe I can turn a girly pop this way. No, I can't. I can't. A Pokemon? You can play with the brightness, the contrast. You can do a lot of things that, you know. Honestly, that's how I managed to get Casca, like, you know, the skin tone that she's in now. Honestly, like I've basically played around with the hue and the saturation, and I've essentially, you know, I I kept on playing until I found this, and I thought, oh, yeah, this is actually more her speed. This is actually more her skin tone. This reminds me of Casca, and then I stuck with it. I'm trying to make Griffith pink, but I can't. Maybe vibrance could help. Oh, here we go. Here you go. Boom. Pink Griffith. Look at him in all his girly pop glory. You know. I'm feeling lonely. Now I'm crying in my room. You know, it's like after you know, after the eclipse, he's in his room. You know, with his little gotchas, little Hello Kitty paraphernalia. You know, it's like he's kicking up his feet, thinking about guts. Got some Labubu's here and there. Alright. Welcome back, Lil Nas X. You know what? That would be Lil Nas X. Just comes in. I caught it back yesterday. Hit me with a call to her place. Call to his place. I need someone to love me. It's like just intensely looking at guts. It's like, you know, if Lil Nas X, if Griffith was like more like Lil Nas X, the eclipse would be way different. Instead, you know, Guts would be in the more catatonic state, and Costco would be the Black Swordsman. It's like, Griffith! She'd be, you know, she be trying to hunt down Guts. No, hunt down Griffith. It's like, you raped my boyfriend! That kind of thing. That'd be, I don't know, that'd be interesting to see, actually. Now that I think about it. But enough of my immature musings. It is 1:08, and sadly I must go. I must leave you now, again. But I shall be back later on tonight. Now, before we go, we shall do a small recap. The Guts poster is coming along quite nicely. The Frankenstein design, it's alright. Frankenstein's looking pretty good. I'm not sure about Dr. Frankenstein. Like, wait, hold on. Lava Tyrant, what's your consensus on this guy? On the Doctor? Is he looking alright? Does he look good? Does Dr. Frankenstein look good? Because I've been working on him and I don't feel all that certain about him. It feels... You need to make posters like these for my graphic novel? Nah. Me too. And, you know, I finally got Casca right. That's nice. That's amazing. His lower legs seem disproportionate. Damn it! Oh, God, I gotta work on him more. Oh, Lord, please spare me. And we... Yeah, okay. I imagine... You know what? Okay, that's... I'll work on that. I'll give him, I'll make him look like Robert Pattinson, in a way. But I have to work on him more, though, so that's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun. But, yeah, no, also, we hit 93 subscribers. I thought I was gonna be hard stuck at 90, but we are now 7 subs away. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. It's going to be Kino. It's going to be based. Finally going to have that Discord that you all wanted. You know, and if to those who are still on the stream, please subscribe. If you're new, please. It is hard out here in these YouTube streets. To those who joined, Sacred Pumpkin, Lava Tyrant, Madara, Kyle, everyone, thank you. You could have been anywhere else, but instead you came here. You came to my stream and hung out with me for the past 2 hours. That's the same number as this year's Black Ops game. 7 more to go. Damn. Am I that old? I gotta accept it. Anyway, thank all of you. You're beautiful. I blow you a kiss. I love you all. Platonically, of course. Unless you're Kat Dennings, then I love you very, very, very non-platonically. Goodbye. This is a dream. No, this was a stream, not a dream. Jesus Christ. And I very much hope you all enjoyed it, because I'm going to work. I shall see you in the evening. Take care. Good night. No. Good. Have a nice day. Not good night. Jesus Christ. Come on, McFly, wake up. McFly, Earth to McFly. All right. See you.